Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Carlson lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, George Russell and Gasly, Sainz, Tsunoda, Verstappen and Sergio Perez, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Nicholas Latifi, they've taken a grid penalty, and Esteban Ocon. Stroll and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.5 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in 13th place, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 27.5. As things stand, we're going to be leading the championship. Okay, DRS is now available. Gap to your teammate behind is 27.6 seconds. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. You're in first position, front of the pack. Norris is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 19.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Worked hard for that one. Congratulations, well done.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the folks at Alpine have shown once again just what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, there was a lot of incredible driving out there today, but if I had to pick someone, it's got to be Sergio Perez. Fantastic driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.